you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So astounding are the facts in this connection that it would seem as though the Creator himself had electrically designed this planet. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. If you only knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists. It's not the love you make, it's the love you give. Be alone. That is the secret of invention. Be alone. That is when ideas are born. Throughout the infinite, the forces are in a perfect balance, and hence the energy of a single thought may determine the motion of a universe. Though free to think and act, we are held together, like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them. Alpha waves in the human brain are between 6 and 8 hertz. The wave frequency of the human cavity resonates between 6 and 8 hertz. All biological systems operate in the same frequency range. The human's brain's alpha waves function in this range, and the electrical resonance of the Earth is between 6 and 8 hertz. Thus, our entire biological system, the brain and the Earth itself, work on the same frequencies. If we can control that resonant system electronically, we can directly control the entire mental system of humankind. The human being is a self-propelled automaton, entirely under control of external influences. Willful and predetermined though they appear, his actions are governed not from within, but from without. He is like a float tossed about the waves of a turbulent sea. All knowledge or form conception is evoked through the medium of the eye, either in response to disturbances directly received on the retina or to their fainter secondary effects and reverberations. Other sense organs can only call forth feelings which have no reality of existence and of which no conception can be formed. One of the greatest events in my life was my first meeting with Edison. This wonderful man, who had received no scientific training, yet had accomplished so much, filled me with amazement. I felt that the time I had spent studying languages, literature, and art was wasted, though later, of course, I learned this was not so. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. Our virtues and our failings are inseparable, like force and matter. When they separate, man is no more. All that was great in the past was ridiculed, condemned, combated, suppressed, only to emerge all the more powerful and more triumphantly from the struggle. Everyone should consider his body as a priceless gift from one who he loves above all. A marvelous work of art, a indescribable beauty, in mystery beyond human conception, and so delicate that a word, a breath, a look, nay, a thought may injure it. It seems I have always been ahead of my time. I have had to wait 19 years before Niagara was harnessed by my system. 15 years before the basic inventions for wireless which I gave the world in 1893 were applied universally. Life is and will remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. I don't care if they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Of all things, I like books the best. Let their future tell the truth and evaluate each one according to his work and their accomplishments. The present is theirs. The future for which I have really worked is mine. The feeling is constantly growing on me that I had been the first to hear the greetings of one planet to another. Modern science says the sun is the past, the earth is the present, the moon is the future. From an incandescent mass we have originated, into a frozen mass we shall turn. Merciless is the law of nature, and rapidly and irresistibly we are drawn to our doom. The individual is ephemeral. Races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. But instinct is something that transcends knowledge. We have undoubtedly certain finer fibers that enable us to perceive truths when logical deduction or any other willful effort of the brain is futile. Most persons are so absorbed in their contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what's passing on within themselves. Most certainly some planets are not inhabited, but others are, and among these there must exist life under all conditions and phases of development. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still far from this blissful realization. Scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. History of science shows us theories are perishable. With every new truth that is revealed, we get a better understanding of nature, and our conceptions and views are modified. With ideas, it's like with dizzy heights you climb. At first they cause you discomfort, you are anxious to get down, distrustful of your own powers. But soon, the remoteness of the turmoil of life and the inspiring influence of the altitude calm your blood. Your step gets firm, and sure, you begin to look for dizzier heights. The spread of civilization may be likened to a fire. First, a feeble spark, next a flickering flame, then a mighty blaze, ever increasing in speed and power. My method is different. I do not rush into actual work. When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination. I change the construction, make improvements, and operate the device entirely in my mind. My mother understood human nature better and never chided. She knew that man cannot be saved from his own foolishness or vice by someone else's efforts or protests, but only by the use of his own will. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all previous centuries of existence. I do not think that there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success. Such emotions make a man forget food, sleep, friend, love, everything. I would not give my rotating field discovery for 1,000 inventions, however valuable. 1,000 years hence, the telephone and the motion picture camera may be obsolete, but the principle of the rotating magnetic field will remain a vital living thing for all time to come.